don't think that we can like overestimate the impact of art in the community. I mean, I think there's things we can say about the value of public art in getting people to stop and think about a place they're at, or look around at their environment a little bit differently, or think about the history of a place. I think public art at its best sort of like does that sort of like community engaging and rethinking something. But I think that art and art making and giving people access to their own creativity, that is just like mind-blowing when you start to think and try and unravel the ways that can have a positive impact on a community. I'm Micah Maloney. I'm the executive director here at OffCenter Community Arts Project in downtown Albuquerque. I am, in addition to being the director here, I'm a poet and a writer, a teacher, a fiber artist, and yeah, I'm a relatively recent newcomer to Albuquerque. I've been here about 1.5 years now, moved from the Northwest, and am absolutely loving being here and really loving the community that I've found here at OffCenter. Knowing I wanted to move and looking for a place with sort of a rich arts community was a big factor, and so New Mexico overall had a big draw. I've definitely found that in coming here, which has been great, but what surprised me is that for a place with such a rich history, it's so much more open and welcoming and flexible. It doesn't feel nearly as rigid as I think some places get when they have a big tradition of any particular sort of arts, whatever that might be. And I don't know if it's because there's such a range of like active art mediums and active artists and creatives here that helps kind of keep that open, if that's just part of the magic of Albuquerque overall. I'm also probably like a little biased in that I spend a lot of my time here at OffCenter, and so that's a huge part of what we are, is being open to celebrating and recognizing like the creative in every person and the value of art to every person and the like beauty in the art that everyone makes, no matter what it might look like to someone else. It's pretty easy to fall back in love with the arts if you've gotten sort of separated from art making or creativity once you're in this space. All of that is to say, we're a community arts studio where you can come in and use our free art supplies and make art. We've got markers and paint, we've got things for drawing and collage, mixed media, we've got a whole shelf full of beads and jewelry making supplies. We've got a sewing area, which I think is really unique in that we've got sewing machines, fiber art materials and tools, tons of fabric, painting, and we've got some lapidary equipment. We've got a printmaking studio. You can just come in with your own project, or you can just come in and kind of see what we have and go from there.
My name is Andrea Rivera, and I go by Dre, and I'm the printmaking manager here at OffCenter Arts. Having my background, I have a degree in art therapy. Art for me is healing, and wanting to find like an organization or a place that I can both interact socially and get rewarded in that sense, on top of like expressing myself creatively, that I thought was just super important for me in my healing. Connecting with others, that's just reminding me like I'm part of something bigger, and being a member of community, it just feels right. And getting to know new people and seeing what artwork they're producing, it's so rewarding. And then leading has been very different and interesting for me because we're also students and we're also learning. So we want you to feel like these normally technical methods like printmaking that could be so daunting. Like we want you to feel that it is accessible to you as well. So that makes me feel good in my leading role, where I'm a student just teaching other students. Everyone is an artist, and art is for everyone. And I think it just goes back to something, it's ancient, it's beyond us, and it's what connects us. It's a form of communication, it's a form of expression. It's just what mends us together as community. And I think at the very core of art, there's healing.
Go ahead and use whatever, you can use all that. Do you think that'll work?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, have fun.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
My name is Ashley Kincaid. I arrived here in New Mexico about 6 years ago. OffCenter was one of the first places I came, which I find is something that is a trend with a lot of people. We have a lot of people come in throughout the day who say, hey, I just moved here. I'm looking for a community. I don't know anybody. And then they find their community, or at least part of it. Definitely found my community here, because when I moved here, I didn't know a single person. So I found my people here. It encouraged me to kind of expand out into other aspects of Albuquerque and the community and connect with people outside of OffCenter and try to bring them back in here. And also it encourages me to create art myself, because it's nice to sit with somebody and maybe color or do something that I usually don't do. I do a lot of embroidery and sewing, so it's nice to change it up a little bit. I don't think we could have a community without art. If you really think about your day-to-day life, there isn't a lot that art doesn't touch.
I don't know when we just started painting, but see, I guess we've done 2 years now, or we've had painting classes. So, and I've been the instructor, and there were 2 other ladies that came in also with me to do the work. And it was really good. The place is easy to work in. Because the people who come in here and stay and work, gosh, just some amazing, incredible things happen. The number of people who have come through here, some of them are professionals, some of them are just people on the street coming in, you know. And it's really nice to come in and see what other people are doing that are not using this as a pretext to sell paint.
I feel silly sometimes the words I want to use when I'm talking about it, because I've never felt this way about a job before, and I've had my own business and I've had a lot of jobs I really like, and I love this place so much, and it is so it's such a beautiful community. I feel like I talk about it a lot as OffCenter is this living organism. It's not just it's not this like solid thing. It's not this static thing. It's shifted over the years, and it very much exists and is what it is because of all of the people that have fed into it and that continue to like play a role in keeping it healthy and keeping it going and keeping it growing and keeping it sort of focused on our mission and who we are and what we want to be doing and what we can do. And so I feel just completely honored to get to have stepped into this role here and be part of this. I mean, I'm a big believer that like we're all creative, that's an inherent part of being human, and that like some of us maybe haven't experienced that a lot in our own lives. It's gotten very pulled away from our what we like to share in the culture overall of some people get to be artists and some people aren't. That idea is really sort of recent in human history as a way of thinking about making and creativity. You don't have to look back very far from your grandparents or before that, and you run into this. We're all makers, we're all creative, and giving people something, whether it's crayons or materials to start collaging with, in a space where other people are just making, and it lowers the stakes of what is expected. It makes it this sort of welcome thing that anyone is invited to do. That all of those little things do this huge thing to reinforce and teach people that they're creative, which then like that explodes on the effect that can have on the world.